Look how pretty that sheen is and that gleam. It's just stunning. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing the look on my face. Today we are doing a more fall inspired makeup look, and this one is focused on a lot of brown tones and some smokiness. I'm gonna do one that's kind of more focused on berry tones, but this is kind of my go-to vibe for fall right now. I really love it. It still has a nice bronze to it, but it feels very good for transitioning into fall and winter, where you kind of go with a little bit more of the dark tones without it being too heavy. Let me know what you think down below. I would love to know. I would also love to know, what are your favorite kind of fall makeup looks? And yeah, I just want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this fall makeup look video. Fall makeup, let's get into it. I'm excited. First things first, we're going to do brows, and I'm going to go on with the Tude Brow Soap. Also, yes, I'm very aware my nails are criminal and I need to do them, and I'm doing them tonight, I promise. But I'm using the Tude Brow Soap. I love this stuff. So what I like to do is I just take a regular spoolie, so just low guy like this, and I just spray it. You can spray it with water, you can spray it with whatever you want. You don't even need to spray it. You can also just dip it in water, and I've done that before and it's been fine, but I like to have just a thing of water just around. And then you go like this, you get the product all in the spoolie, and then we're just gonna brush up our brow hairs. Brows are gelled. Now we're going to move on to a brow pencil, and we're using this new one that I've been loving. This is from Merit Beauty. I've done a review of this. This is really, really nice and very, very fine. The tip, I hope you can see. It's very, very fine, and it's nice because it has that waxiness to it that I love in a brow pencil, so it doesn't wipe off right away, so it lasts really long. So I really like this, and I got the shade dark brown in this, and we're just gonna lightly fill in. I have a scar here that I definitely want to fill in, and I'm gonna lightly fill in the rest of my brow, but I don't want my brow to be too heavy looking. Brows are filled. Now we're going to move on to a base, and today the base that I want to use is this Cabana Glow from Naked Sundays. I love this product. I have the shade bronze in this. I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand, and I like to blend this with my fingers, so that's what we're going to do. I just have this much on the back of my hand, and we're just going to take a little bit and just kind of dot it around. And then we're just going to blend with our fingers. And then what I want to do is I want to take this brush here. It's just a fluffy brush. It's the smaller side of this dual-ended hourglass brush, and just kind of tap in and just make sure everything is nice and melted into the skin. Now we're going to move on to a bronzer before we go with under eyes, and I want to go on with this one. This one is from Westman Atelier. This is their contour stick in the shade Truffle, and I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand here. And then we're just going to lightly blend it in. I have other bronzers that I might layer on top just for longevity, but this is great. I really love this. And I know a lot of other people enjoy this as well. It's just like the perfect bronzy shade without being too much. And it has a really, really nice natural finish. And we're going to take whatever's left on the back of my hand, and we're just going to put it on this nose brush, this nose contour brush. This one is from Patrick Todd. This is really nice. You can just use any brush. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be this, but I really like the way it makes it easy to kind of apply product without it being too much. And we're just going to apply that down the sides of my nose. And I'm going to take the other side of this brush, and we're just going to blend out the bronzer we put down. Now we're going to move on to concealer, and I'm going to use this one from Victoria Beckham Beauty. I have the shade M1, I believe. Yes, it's M1. And I'm just going to do like 2 pumps. I'm not going to put too much concealer on, but I want a little bit of brightness. I like to let this concealer sit for about not even a minute, maybe 40 seconds. So we're gonna wait for this to kind of do its thing, and then we're gonna come out and blend it out. We let it sit long enough. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger and just kind of tap it in and not bring it too high up. I don't mind the darkness under my eyes there. So just kind of tap it in, but again, not drag it too high up. Concealer's blended. Now I want to move on to blush, and we're going to go on with this one from Amicole. This is the shade Dune. This is like the perfect blush shade for me. I am just obsessed with it. So we're going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. This is the shade Dune, by the way. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, it's just stunning. And this is it on the back of my hand. It's just the perfect blushy shade, I feel, for something that is in fall, where you want to have a flush, but you don't want it to be too pink. Well, maybe you want it to be pink, but for me, I like something a little less pink in fall. So I'm going to just take this brush here. This is a BK Beauty 112, and we're just going to start a little bit higher up and then bring it forward to like the apples of the cheek. With that, now I want to move on to the eyes while the creams settle in before I go on with powder. So we're going to start with the eyes. First, we're going to use the bronzer that we used, and we're going to, I just like to take it on my finger for my lid, and we're just going to apply it all over the lid and into the crease. And then we're just going to blend with a brush. I'm then going to take a brush like this. I hope it focuses. There we go. And I'm just going to dip in to that bronzer that we used and pull it on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take this bronzer. So this is from Ilia. This is their new cream bronzer. I am obsessed with this formula. I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to mainly focus on my just right before the crease. I'm going to place this down just to look at that. I don't know if you can see. Do you see that sheen it gives? It's just so stunning. But in person, when you see it, like when you're up close, you're kind of like, oh, okay. But then when you're far away is when it really packs a punch. So we're just going to kind of place that all over the lid just below the crease. And what I want to do is I want to take just a little bit of powder bronzer. So I'm going to just take this bronzing palette. This is from Victoria Beckham Beauty. This is the shade 04. I also have the shade 03 here. I might do a combination of the two, but I'm going to take mainly the darker side of both palettes. So I'm going to do a little mix of the two, and we're going to drag it on our lower lash line and then kind of pull the product up to kind of go up into like our lash line, if that makes sense, or like in the direction of our lashes. So I'm going to take this brush here. I just cleaned it off or wiped it off, and I'm going to dip in to that, and then I'm going to pull it on my lower lash line. Then just flick it up, if you can see. So it kind of goes up like that. Now what I want to do is I want to take actually this from Victoria Beckham Beauty. This is the shade Tea Rose. I'm obsessed with this. It's the most beautiful shade. This is the shade here. And I feel like it seems as though it doesn't do much, but it's so stunning. So I just like to take my finger, dip in, get this. Look how pretty that is. Look at that sheen. I hope it's picking up. Look how pretty that sheen is and that gleam. It's just stunning. And what I want to do is I want to focus it where I put that other bronzer. I want to place this there as well, lightly. I don't want to put too much, but I do want to add kind of almost like a wet look to the lid. Now what I want to do is I actually want to take a little bit of this product. So this is the Smoke Stick from About Face. This is in the shade Close But No Cigar. I want to take a little bit of this on the outer edge, not all the way forward, and just add a touch and then pull it up, a touch of this shade, and just put it on the outer edge and then kind of pull it up. And the reason for that is I really like the cool toneness of this mixed with the warm tone of the other product. And I also want to take this and then just kind of place it I know this seems crazy, but just kind of place it in the crease area. And I know it's going to seem as though it does nothing, but it adds a little touch of cool toneness to the eye. And I don't want to bring it all the way. I just want to kind of have it be at the halfway mark. Then I'm just going to kind of lightly buff it in. Then I want to take this eyeliner from Kosas. It's in the shade Depth, and I'm just going to tightline. Now we're going to take this eyeliner from Victoria Beckham Beauty in the shade Cocoa, and I'm just going to, on the outer edge, apply it just a little bit. I don't want it to be too thick, and then kind of pull out a line, but I don't want it to be like a really, really strong wing. I just want it to be a little bit of something like that. Then we're going to take our finger and just drag the line out. So it's just like a little bit of a wing, but then when you look straight on, it isn't, it just kind of looks like an extension of your lashes. Then what I want to do is I want to take this brush here, it's just a little buffer brush, and I want to just kind of buff out the shade so it isn't the liner, the liner, so it isn't quite so intense. Now I want to take a little bit of the shade here on this same buffer brush and kind of buff out the line so it isn't quite as intense. Not that it's intense, but just so it's a little bit more of a smoky look. So we're going to just buff it out with that. I just love the look that that gives. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to try our hardest to make it match. It probably won't, but we're going to try our hardest. Did the best that I could. I feel like I did a decent job. They definitely don't match 100%, but like it's so hard to get wings and stuff to match. Anyway, so now what I want to do is I want to, before I go back to the eye and finish it up, I want to go and powder my T-zone and finish up the cheeks. So we're going to take a little bit of setting powder. This one is the Amicole one. I love this. And we're going to, oh, I just got powder everywhere. And we're going to take a brush, just like a light, easy powder brush, and dip in to the powder. And we're going to just powder the T-zone. Now we're moving back to the cheeks. I think I'm gonna go with this. This is Kiss of Mauve from Bare Minerals. It's their bronzer. I think that's what the full name is of what they call it. And I'm just gonna dip in with a fluffy brush like this. You can actually buy this brush individual now. I don't know if you know that. So this is from the Makeup by Ariel Morphe X Morphe collab. And this is their, which one is this? The A22. This is an amazing blush brush. I'm really glad that you're able to buy it on its own now because not everyone wants the whole collection. So this is great. And I'm going to just use it and kind of lightly, you can also just tap it in, but just lightly buff it into the cheeks. Now I'm going to take this. This is the Westman Atelier, their Illuminator drops. And this is the shade Peau de Pêche. I'm going to take a little bit on my finger. And we're just going to highlight the high points of our cheeks and our nose with this. So we're going to just take a little bit and then apply it to our cheekbones. Oh, look how pretty that is. I'm obsessed. Now we're moving back to the eyes and we're going to use one of two products. So we have here the Rowan Beauty, their eyeliner in the shade Shimmering Bronze or Brown. Shimmering Brown or Bronze? Shimmering Brown. And then we have the shade Cinnamon from Victoria Beckham Beauty. So this one is Cinnamon up here. I hope this is focusing correctly. So the further one on this, on this side is Cinnamon. This one is Shimmering Brown. I might do a combo. No, that's crazy. No, that's crazy. We're going to go on with the Rowan Beauty in the shade Shimmering Brown just because it's a little less warm in tone. And we're just going to pull it all the way through our waterline. Just love what that does. It just makes the makeup look so much more sultry. So I'm going to take that same highlighter that I used from Westman Atelier, their Illuminator drops, and I'm just going to right here add a touch of product Now I'm going to finish up the eye look with some mascara, and then we're going to move on to the lips quickly. So this is the Jones Road Beauty Mascara. I love this. I've talked about this a million times. This brush is just amazing. And I don't want to curl my lashes today. I don't want the lashes to be too va-va-voom. So I'm just going to do 2 coats on top of the Jones Road Beauty Mascara and then 1 coat on the bottom. And then we're going to move on to the lips. Mascara's on. You can also clearly see that she's all over my face. So we're going to take a spoolie just from the mascara we used, and we're just going to on the lower lash line where also mascara got everywhere because I was not paying attention while applying it. We're going to you just kind of scrape it off, and then it removes really easily. Look how easy that removes. Isn't that so impressive? Now I want to move on to the lips, and I'm kind of thinking I want to do maybe a little bit of a 90s brown. I'm not 100% sure. I have a bunch of lip liners. So I have Victoria Beckham 05, which I am loving. I mean, this is just so good. This is one that I have a backup of. This is the shade 05. Then I also have Cognac from Jones Road Beauty. I do think it might be slightly warm for what I am looking for, so it's this one. And then I also have Draw Me from Tower 28, which I also love. This is a multi-liner. You can also use it for freckles or whatever you want around your face. And I also then have this 1990 from Merit Beauty, and this is just, it's just so pretty. And so I'm kind of thinking I want to do 05 with 1990, and then I also want to do a gloss on top. So that's, I'm thinking what we're going to do. So I'm going to just outline my lips with 05 from Victoria Beckham Beauty. And I want to take my finger and just kind of buff it in so the line isn't as harsh. Then we're taking 1990 from Merit Beauty, and we're just going to kind of place it all over the lips, but like mainly in the center, so not completely going over the lip liner from Victoria Beckham Beauty. Then I want to take this liquid lip balm from Rowan Beauty. This is in the shade, I think it's Remy. Yes, it's the shade Remy, and I just want to kind of place it mainly in the middle. Okay, I love that lip combo. First of all, so comfortable, so cute. It is pulling, I'm looking the monitor. It is pulling a little bit warmer in the monitor than it is in person. In person, it is a lot more on the, like it's more, I wouldn't say fully cool tone side, but it is more of a neutral toned brownie lip, and I'm really, really loving it with this kind of makeup look. I would love to know down below, what do you think of this kind of fall makeup look? I really like it. I love going with the brown tones. When I go for more of the gray, black tones, a lot of the time that's more when I get closer to true winter. I really like this kind of like warm tone smoky eye with a little bit of something, but it isn't going heavy with glitter, just a little bit of something. It's just, I don't know, it's beautiful. I would love to know what your thoughts down below. Also, what are the kind of colors that you love to see in fall? I'm definitely going to do a video with a berry kind of tone, more berry lip color. Let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.